It's your girl, B Kekoa, on the B Kekoa Show. How you doing? Hope you're good. How is your day? How are you this evening? Or how are you this morning? Whatever time you're listening to it. Hello. Shawa. How you doing? How you doing? It's another Wednesday evening, another episode, and this time around it is just me for now. Anyways, so this past few weeks has been interesting and maybe like a bit difficult. It's money. Money is making things difficult. I need money, 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 money. I need money. But yeah, it's. I want to say I'm thankful for life. Yeah, but at the same time, where you're in that balance of, oh Lord, I'm thankful for everything you're doing in my life, and I'm grateful. But there's also like a particular need that you want God to do, and you're really praying and hoping and believing and prophesying and decreeing and decreeing. You're like, God, please do this thing for me. Do you get like that's two space is very it's just difficult to be in. I don't know how to explain it. It's very just being in that space of being thankful and also believing is is crazy. And let's not even talk about, oh, what if you then keep praying and this particular prayer doesn't get answered? What do you then do? Like, is the Christian journey, I'm not talking about the Christian, this episode is not about the Christian journey, but it's just where I am right now, like especially this morning, basically I woke up with a heaviness, yeah, in my heart about how navigating being thankful for all the things that you know that God is doing and currently doing and has done in your life. Like, being thankful, you can see the testimony, you're even living in a particular testimony, yeah. But also still believing for other things, because if he doesn't do that thing, then it's more like, what is the essence of the other testimony? But it doesn't really make sense, because that first testimony is making you believe for other things. Do you understand? I hope you understood what I just said. But yeah, the Christian journey is not an easy one. I don't think it is. I know that particularly I have been in season where I have been on fire. There are some seasons where I've just been I've just been but yeah, like constantly, daily, just trying to be better people, better Christian. And funny thing is that I was watching an Instagram reel, and I think this lady Kiki Palmer was talking about how just being a good person doesn't mean that life is going to bring good things your way. And it basically, for a minute, I sat with it and I'm like, huh, just being like, this is not even being a good Christian. It's not even being a Christian. It's just being a good person. Because there are a lot of people that will be like, oh, I'm a good person. Maybe I don't steal. But yeah, I don't steal. I'm not killed anybody. Maybe I don't gossip. Then maybe I'm supposed to like, maybe good things are supposed to come my way because I don't do these things. Life is not that way. And it's crazy how, really, to be honest, especially in Nollywood movies, is being played of, oh, just because you're a good person, you've done good things, you've done good deeds, then gonna come back to you, or no, not like good deeds might come back to you, but it's just more about, just because you say you're a good person doesn't mean that, oh, life itself is gonna be good to you. As my pastor usually say, there are some things you need to take by force. Even the Bible says the kingdom of God suffereth violence, and violence you take it by force. There are some things that you need to take by force, by fire. You need to go and settle it in the prayer room, in the prayer closet, as a Christian, because I'm speaking as a Christian. And there are things that you need to go and like tackle it with God, basically, and say, God, kilo shele. I'm lucky. I feel like I'm even talking to myself, because I'm like, I'm at that point of like, what is happening? What is happening? What is happening? I need an answer. I need an answer. So, but yes, I really, really sat with what the lady said about how just you think that you're a good person doesn't mean good things will come your way. Doesn't mean you're going to have more money, or as I said, because you don't steal, you're gonna have more money and all that. I think it's just more about what she said was, it's just more about sitting, that she's doing, I think maybe she's talking about good deeds. I can't remember what the conversation was, but it was just more like, she says she being a good person is just, she's not necessarily expecting things in return. She's not expecting that, oh, because she thinks that she's a good person does not mean that opportunities will come her way, or she would have more. Do you get, like, it's just being a good person for, that is who I want to be. It's not necessarily because there's a probably like a reward at the back of my head that I'm hoping that I'm gonna get. That's why I want to be a good person. No, she's not. She's just like, I want to be a good person just like because I want to give good to the world, not necessarily because I want it back. And I think it's a really amazing headspace to be in. Most people, maybe they're coming from, oh, I want to be a good person because I'm a Christian, which I don't think is necessarily bad. It's just more like there is that part of being, of thinking that you're expecting something. Another classic example would be maybe a lady saying that she, she got married as a virgin, and just expect that maybe she's gonna get a child immediately. There is no necessarily a rule that say that because you got married as a virgin doesn't mean that you're gonna get a child, or because you did not fornicate or fornicate. Like, it doesn't really matter in a sense that you're gonna have a good marriage or not. Whether you fornicate, you shouldn't fornicate as a Christian, but it's more like you're not doing that. I think the idea should be, I'm not doing this because God said I shouldn't do it. Not, I am not doing this because because I think that my marriage is going to be good. Or, yeah, I think that my marriage is going to be good. Or I think that, oh, I'm not going to have no problems in my marriage. Every marriage would have a problem. It's just how you guys are able to fix it. Yeah. You're doing things just because of what the Bible says you should do and not do, doesn't mean that life is going to reward you for it. As I said again, there are certain things that you need to take violently. You need to go to God in prayer and be like, this is not it, and I want a good thing. I want, or this is what I want. Yeah. It's beautiful because I didn't anticipate all this conversation that that I started with, to be honest. I did not. But yeah, this is another episode. And for today episode, what I want to talk about today is my childhood. My childhood. Yes, I am self-centered, I am selfish, I'm talking about my childhood. Anyways, but my childhood has always been, to be honest, I don't think I can remember anything about my childhood, to be honest. I cannot even think. Like the only vivid memory that I remember about my childhood was, I don't know what happened. Maybe my mom beat me or somebody beats me or she shouted at me. I can't remember. But then I started crying. I started crying. As the last born now, baby of the house, she now carried me and we were looking through the window as she was carrying me. Like there's a net in at the frontage of the door. I don't know how to explain it, but there was a net and we were looking through the window. And she was just telling me sorry, that I shouldn't cry again. And that was it. Then at some point I stopped crying. And for some reason, I've actually been thinking about, like, that image has been coming to my mind consistently for some reason nowadays. And I can't necessarily pinpoint why it is coming to my mind, but that is like majorly the only thing that I would say that I can remember in my childhood. When I mean childhood, I mean talking about maybe like from obviously from the age 0 uh to like maybe just 3. I can't, I don't know, for some reason it feels like I blocked my mind. I can hardly remember things in my childhood. Funny thing is that it is a friend of mine that remembers major parts of our childhood. But for some reason it's like my mind, I can't think as far back. It's crazy what it's crazy, like the brain is a amazing memory, but for some reason my memory my memory is not memory in. I cannot really remember so much. But there was a story that my sister told me. I don't know how true this story is. I need to go and confirm if this story is true or not. But they did say that when I was small, I don't know whether I was fighting or arguing with this particular person. Then they said I carried hammer and broke this. I used hammer to eat his head, and I don't like. But as a, when I grew up more, I know this person. Like, well, I knew this person. It's not like we were close, but I knew that it was alive and well. So it's not like he died, but they said that I used hammer to eat his head, and I don't know how true that is. To be honest, I still contemplate of the authenticity of the story. I do not know how true that is. But irrespective of any of that, my childhood was. I think I had the only part I would say that I had that I can really remember was Saturday mornings, and I know that I spoke about it earlier in like earlier episode in the podcast about how um well, most Saturday mornings were uh, be- jobless woman being. We did not have work. As at that time, I did not have work. I wake up in the morning. My mom will beat me. I will sit down and I will watch cartoon. I would watch cartoon. I watched KK Bishop so much that a part of me was like, why am I not in KK Bishop? I love KK Bishop so much. The show KK Bishop. I don't know if anybody remembers KK Bishop. I loved KKB show. And as of then, there was even a part of me that when all my siblings were working, I wanted to go and help them. Kai. I didn't even know why I was rushing. Because if it's that they told me that, Bukola, you have a whole life ahead of you, a whole life ahead of you to be doing house chores, I would have said, you know what, I want to sit down on the chair. But no, sometimes I would get tired of watching cartoon and I say, let me go and help them to wash plates or wash clothes. I will not, my God. Oh, why was I doing that to myself? Why? But yeah, but visually, that is most of like the interesting part that I remember in my childhood. But the reason why I'm even talking about childhood is a lot of people I've been putting this thing on Instagram whereby they say, oh, talk to your, let's say like somebody in your past is asking your future self, Alpha, like where are you now? What are you doing? And all of that thing. And I just thought about it that that's really interesting. Like, what would I say to my child, to my to me as a child, as like right now as a person? What will I say to my younger self? What will I say? Would I you know that when I was small, I really wanted to be a banker. Why am I laughing? People are banks. I mean, people are banker as a job, but I didn't even know what. Wait, is banker a profession? I don't know, but I wanted to. I think so. But as a then, I think they were bankers as profession, right? So yes, I wanted to be a banker, and the only reason why I wanted to be a banker was because I'd gone to the banking all of that, and I consistently saw how smartly they dressed, how they were using computers, and they were using majorly, to be honest, how smartly they dressed and they were using computers. So I wanted to be in that space. I have always been a girl of, oh my god, it has to be like a career focused profession, and I've always just wanted to be. So if I'm going to talk to my younger self today, I would say that, hey baby girl, newsflash, we did actually go study accounting um because of your zeal of wanting to be a banker. Yeah. And you felt like even if you do accounting, you even have more opportunities than just being restricted to a banking, or and you have more opportunities to work in other companies as an accountant. But guess what? You went for an internship and you fell in love with something called Photoshop. And after since then, even when you went back to school, you were trying to figure out what this Photoshop is. You eventually got an hang of it. This guy Tofumi, he helped you a lot, gave you some assignment, and you figured out some things. Yeah, and after school, you're like, okay, should I go and write my icon, or should I go and write my icon, or do this thing called Photoshop? I don't know, be a designer as they call it then. And you actually did. You didn't know what was happening or how it would go, but guess what? You went into design, and it has been an intense, crazy as journey. You've met a lot of awesome people. You've met some people that I would say that I've maybe tried to down your joy, and you just know that the world is full of good and bad people. So you've met some bad people, and but you believe me, you've met awesome people that have carried you during difficult times of your life. They've like difficult times of your life. You make amazing people. So yes, we did not become a banker. We did not. But guess what? We are a designer. And guess what? We're working towards being a researcher. And it has been an amazing journey, and it's still an amazing journey. Currently, you are in a space where you're really expecting God to do something major in your life. But I know very soon you're gonna give testimony, yeah. But apart from that, girl, life has been so intentional and awesome. So yes, I feel like that is what I would tell my younger self. I feel like I just went into it, right? And so you'll be confused. I'll be like, who am I talking to? I'm talking to myself. If you didn't get that, I was talking to myself, to my younger self. So I would like, maybe after this episode, to ask a question to you. The question is, what would you say to your younger self? what is the thing that would you would say to your younger self? Is it what would you say to a younger, I'm gonna use my brother's name, Bankole. What would you say to a younger Daniel? What would you say to a younger Esther? These are people that I know that listen to my podcast. So you don't have to tell them, say these things to me. If you would like to write them, if you would like to write it in and send them to me, I would gladly read it on the pod. But if you would like to say this to yourself, what would you say to your younger self? Like, whether you've, what would you say to your younger self, to be honest? I would love for you to do this um, test, this thing, and just have a conversation with yourself and see how it goes. And guys, in spirit of younger self, do you remember all the times that we had to go and be learning the lyrics of songs? Like, I will you see that, you see those are times are like, for me, those times are my SS, my senior secondary school. I was me. I was not obsessed with Songo. Do you know what I was obsessed with? Movies. Hey! Oh my god. I feel like as an adult, I feel like I don't really watch movies so much because life is life. But when I was hey, it's like I do not have work. Even when I had work, I will be watching the movie. God, I loved watching movies so much. I was obsessed with watching movie. Yeah, Pretty Little Liars, Teen Wolf, One Tree Hill, Suits. I think Suits came later. Some other movies that I cannot even remember now, my I would look for money to buy CDs. Season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5. Especially that Pretty Little Liars. No woke pa. I watch it there. I overwatch it. Oh, it is so crazy. It is so crazy. I watched movies so much. I bought some of these music words and all of that, lyrics. But I watch movies though. I really, really, really watch movies. I really, really watch movies. I watch movies so much. So those are like one of like fun things that I know we usually I did as a child. I really watched movie that my mom will come in the middle of the night and catch me watching. She will say, "Why?" And I was going to school the next day, and my eyes will be wide open, open. I can't even try that now. Well, I will just be, I would just be irritated so much. But now, well, then I was, we were good, we were good. We were doing. It was crazy, Shan. So, we've come to the end of the episode. I really do hope you guys do the thing that I say you should do. Speak to your younger self, and let's see how that goes. Let's talk about throwback songs. Throwback song for the week. Throwback song for the week. Week. Okay. I think one of my throwback song for today would be "You Don't Eat My Cat." Oyinbo repete. Hey, as you don't eat my cat. Gbèsè rẹpẹtẹ. Tony, you don't eat my cat. Tony Tetula. That song was an old. I'm not even going to like Tony Tetula. That song was a jam. My car. You don't eat my car. Oyinbo rẹpẹtẹ. Hey, as you don't have my car. Gbèsè rẹpẹtẹ. You don't eat my car. Oyinbo rẹpẹtẹ. Tony Tetula. But my car. Let me check the year that it came out. It came out in 2001. That is an OG. Okay. Another episode would be Another episode would be Yahoo. Yahoo. Zay. Yahoo. Yahoo. Zay. Awaka. 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 Why shisha? Awaka. Why I don't know that I've given this before, but if I have, pardon me, but if I've not, Awaka. Yahoo. 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 Say back a maintain. That was actually, I liked that song. Okay. It's time to go. But yes, that is the end of its episode. It was nice having this conversation with you. So let's do the exercise. Let's talk to our younger self. What would you say to your younger self? Do you think your younger self will be proud? I'm definitely sure your younger self will be proud of what you have accomplished. I am definitely sure. But yeah, let's call it a day, guys. Or rather, I call it an evening. Evening. Well, yeah, take good care of yourself. See you next week. But yeah, don't miss me too much. If you miss me, you can send me a message on the pod. And obviously, before we go, please share now. Make na they share my pod. Make I they reach to people. Please share, like, repost, reshare, subscribe on YouTube, on wherever you're listening to. Please like and subscribe and follow. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Bye. Yeah.